You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. And you'd be like a heaven to touch. And I wanna hold you so much. At long last the love has arrived. And I thank God you're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Pardon the way that I stand, nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. And I just can't keep my eyes off you. I love you, baby, and it's quite alright. I need you, baby, to walk home alone tonight. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, pretty baby, don't bring me down. I pray now that I found you. You know I want you to stay and let me love you, baby. Quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely nights. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, pretty baby, don't bring me down. I pray now that I found you. I want you to stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. Standing in the crowd of people, waiting for the elevator, when someone said, Mary, I'll see you later. Well, the name rang a bell, but I couldn't tell if she was the same lady I once knew. So I turned and looked around. To my surprise, what I found was the woman who was my first love, and it started all over again. The feeling within, just as I took one look, right then it started all over again. My mind started flashing back in time when our hearts were one, and together we had so much fun. So I walked up to her real slow, smiled and said hello, and she looked so good my feeling had to show. All over my face, the feeling of love had taken place, and deep inside I felt the same as before. Yes, it started all over again, the feeling within, and just as I took one look, right then it started all over again. It started all over again, the feeling within, right then it started all over again. Ooh, it started all over again, the feeling within, just as I took that one look, right then it started all over again. Yes, it started all over again, the feeling within, just as I took one look, right then it started all over again. Like a face in the mirror, we were two of a kind. I was sure that I knew her, 'cause we shared the same mind. That's when it seemed that we were meant to be together. On the weekend, when I fell in love with feathers, she was a lot of fun. She was laughter. She was love at first sight. She was all I was after, as I learned that first night. I only knew that we were meant to be together. On the weekend when I fell in love with feathers, how we danced and we played to the band's sweet serenade. It was hard to keep up the mad pace. Yes, it was. And the time was so wild that I left like a child with the memory that I can't erase. Last night it kept on storming, and I thought she'd stay on, but along came the morning, and I found she was gone. I don't know why we couldn't get it all together. On the weekend, when I fell in love with feathers. On the weekend, when I fell in love with feathers. I fell in love. All is fair in love. Love's a crazy game. Two people vow to stay in love as one, they say. But all is changed with time. The future none can see. That old road you leave behind. Ahead lies mystery. But all is fair in love. I had to go away. A writer takes his pen to write the words again. That all is fair in love. All makes a chance. It's either good or bad. I tossed my coin to say, in love with you I stay. Is so cold. You either win or lose. When all is put away, the losing side I'll play. But all is fair in love. I should have never left your side. The writer takes his pen to write the words again. I'm tired of pretending that I'm just a friend. You promised that you'd leave him, but you didn't say when, because you didn't want to hurt him. You needed a little time to let him down easy, and then you'd be mine. But baby, I've been waiting too long, so leave him. Let him know you're my own. Now is the time. You got to let him know. Now is the time. You got to let him go. Now is the time to tell him you don't want him anymore. No more. I've waited very patiently. I've been way more than fair. But darling, there's a limit to what I can bear. Because I don't like lying and cheating. I want you all alone. Let's stop this masquerade. We both know it's wrong. So baby, won't you tell him goodbye? I'm tired of living a lie. Now is the time. You got to let him know. Now is the time. You got to let him go. Now is the time to tell him you don't want him anymore. To tell him you don't want him anymore. Baby, now is the time. You got to let him know. Now is the time. You've got to let him go. Now is the time to tell him you don't want him anymore. No, now is the time. You've got to let him go. Now is the time to tell him you don't want him my funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine. You make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable. Yet you're my favorite work of art. Your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little bit weak? When you open it to speak, are you smart? Don't change Don't change your hair for me. Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine. Stay. In my sleep last night, I dreamed that you were here. But when I awoke, I found that you weren't here, disappearing in the wind. You were gone from me again. Just that thought opened my eyes, woke me up and made me realize you were gone, you were gone. It was all in my mind. You were gone, you were gone. It was all in my mind. I saw visions of teardrops all over your face. It was though you would welcome me back to your warm embrace. But it was only a dream, so real to me it seemed. It was though you were holding my hand, but when I woke up, you weren't there. You were gone, yes, you were gone. was all in my mind. You were gone, you were gone. It was all in my mind. You were gone. In my sleep last night, I dreamed that you were here. But when I awoke, I found that you weren't here. You were gone from me again, disappearing in the wind. Just that thought opened my eyes, woke me up and made me realize you were gone, you were gone. It was all in my mind. You were gone, you were gone. It was all in my mind. I'm so glad you were gone. It was all in my mind. I'm so glad it was only a dream. It was only in my mind. The night we met, there was magic abroad in the air. There were angels dining at the Ritz, and a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. I could be wrong, but I'm perfectly willing to swear that when you turn and smile at me, the nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. The moon that lingered over London town, poor puzzled moon, he wore a frown. How could he know we two were so in love? The whole darn world seemed upside down. Ooh, the streets of town were paved with stars. It was such a romantic affair. And as we kissed and said goodnight, that old nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. streets of town were paved with stars. It was such a romantic affair. And as you turned and kissed me goodnight, the nightingale sang, yeah, Berkeley Square. I know, 'cause I was there that night in Berkeley Square. I had to learn the hard way that love is not just a game, even though love is a beautiful thing. I didn't know the pain it could bring. Oh, how I've cried, how I've cried for a long time. I just didn't understand that living and loving goes hand in hand. I realize now it was all a mistake, not knowing that love is give and take. 'Cause no one ever told me that love could hurt you so. And when it happened to me, I just didn't know, baby. I just didn't know. I had to learn the hard way that love is not just a game, even though love, it's a beautiful thing. I didn't know the pain it could bring. Oh, how I've cried, how I've cried. Yes, my father taught me everything he knew, but it wasn't enough to deal with you. Your leaving me was a blessing in disguise. You taught me a lesson and made me wise. Now you're back in my arms. I'm praying that you'll stay, 'cause I remember the price I've had to pay, baby. I've had to pay. I had to learn the hard way that love is not just a game, even though love is a beautiful thing. I didn't know the pain it could bring. Oh, how I've cried, how I've cried. I had to learn the hard, hard way that love is not just a game, even though love, yes, it's a beautiful thing. I didn't know the pain it could bring. Oh, how I've cried, baby, I've cried. I had to learn the hard way that love is not just a game, even though the love is a beautiful thing. I didn't know the pain it could bring. That's why I had to cry. Yes, I